collar, because Roy Williams had broken 3 people's ankles doing this very move. Is basically, and he didn't cowboy collar, he didn't horse collar Dak. He just dropped all his weight down because Dak was trying to stiff arm him, and he was trying to hold Dak, and so he tugged him and dropped his weight down. Skip, I didn't break my ankle, but the very first time I tore ligaments in my ankle is that Albert Lewis tackled me like this from behind, and it pinned my ankle up under me.
Yep.
And luckily, my ankle gave that it didn't snap. But I knew immediately, and I hate this. I hate the franchise tag, because the franchise tag, I don't care what anybody says, the team is betting against you. The team bet against Dak, and they won. I hate they did this to him, because he had proven after year 3, he had proven after year 4, and they made him go into year 5 having to prove that he was deserving of what he was asking for. I hate this happened to Dak. Considering everything that he's gone through with the loss of his mom a couple of years ago, his brother tragically died, Skip, that April or May, and now having to deal with this. I hate that he has to go.
The Rangers are trying to win their second game in a row. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Welcome to tonight's game. With me, as always, former 20-game winner Mike Krukow.
Thanks, Kuiper. It looks like another great night for baseball.
Taking them on to start for the home team, Sidney Ponson.
That you can say about this man.
Tonight's teams are the Boston Red Sox and the Texas Rangers.
He's what the NFL wants
Now,
the league to be.
here's the game's first batter, Johnny Damon.
It is so, man, Skip, man.
My man Derek Brooks, who's a mentor, just raves about his character.
He does, man.
Yep.
And Brooks, he texted me yesterday, heartbroken.
Likewise.
Skip, I had a tear in my eye. Because I know what this means.
Start of the game.
It just hurts me so bad when you pour so much into it. And Skip, let me tell you what.
And another strike.
In 1999, I was trying to get a contract exclusive with the Broncos, and it didn't happen. In week 4,
3
I broke
pitches,
my
3 strike.
collarbone.
Doesn't get easier in that part.
And I'm sitting on the field, and I'm saying to myself, you mofos bet against me.
Here's a
and
guy
you
that
won.
understands hitting.
I promise
He
you,
crushed that
what's
one.
going through his mind, everything I've done for you,
He leaps
1,
and
2,
makes the
3,
catch for
4.
the out.
That's one heck of a catch. What a tough play.
I hate this.
The
Skip,
next batter is
I just want him to heal
Cabrera.
up. Forget the contract. Forget what's next for
Ponson
Dak.
delivers, and it's
Hopefully,
1-0.
they got
That
into
was a
they
purpose
cleaned
pitch.
the wound up.
Change-up
There's
off the
nothing
plate,
going on,
hoping the
Skip.
batter would
He
go
had the
chasing.
surgery, and he can heal up.
1 ball,
We'll
1
discuss
strike.
the ramifications of
7
this
wins
as
and
far
1
as
loss
free
on the
agency
season.
and
Yep.
what Dak turned now.
We will.
But I'm heartbroken that this happened
And
to
he
this
gets the
young man
call strike.
because he's
He's
class
throwing 72
times
innings this
15.
season, and against the
And
batters
it's-
are hitting
and
respectable
I hate
averages
that
of
this.
229.
I hate anything to happen, but Skip, when you for him, man, and for everything that he's been through. But they say God gives his toughest soldiers the toughest task.
Here's the lineup the manager is sending out.
Dak will be better than ever.
I agree.
On the mound to make the start for the visiting team,
I agree with
Wade
everything
Miller.
you just said. Now for the
Here's how the
perspective from my
defense is
side
set
of the
up.
table. I have believed in this young man since day one. The first day I laid eyes on him was at a preseason game out here in LA at the Coliseum
Against right-handed
just
pitching,
before our show
this
started in
righty does pretty
2016.
well.
And I told you
In on his
maybe the
hand.
first day we were
Gathers
on
it
the
in
air.
with his glove.
I love this kid, but I loved him at
Lay
Mississippi
line,
State.
up
You
next.
can look it up on the other show I used to do on ESPN. I raved about him, not his last year, but the junior year.
He brings a good
When
four-seam
he
fastball, a
carried
good curveball,
little old
and an
Mississippi
ordinary
State all
changeup.
the way to #1 in the nation, more as a running than a throwing quarterback.
Gets a strike high
But
in
it
the
was
strike
all
zone.
guts and all heart, and doing a lot with a little, or at least with medium.
And on 3
And
pitches,
he got
he's
all
gone.
the way to Tuscaloosa before he hit the wall, because most teams hit the wall at Tuscaloosa. And yet, as soon as I saw him operate
Stepping
that
in, Edgar
evening
Renteria.
out here against the Rams, I
This
said,
right-hander's
that's a
average
franchise
won't
quarterback.
get
And I
him
told
into
you
the
that
Hall of
immediately
Fame.
because I was never sold
ground,
to the point
Miller
of trusting
retires the
any
side
wrong
in
way.
order.
He was box office
After
for
one, the
oftentimes
game
the
is
wrong
scoreless.
reasons. And I thought, this young man can take this franchise places. And in 2016, he did take them places. Took them all the way to 13-3. He played
Ponson
very well
misses,
after
and the count
falling
is 1-0.
predictably behind, because it seems like
Sometimes
that's
you
what
try to
happens
make the
with
hitter
this
chase
team
your
and this
pitch. That's
defense.
exactly what you saw right
He
there.
brought them all the way back to 31
gets
all
it
against
over
Aaron
for a
Rodgers, and
strike.
here we went. And I've said over here Monday after Monday after Blue Monday and defended this
1-2
young man,
count.
This
oftentimes
pitcher has
against
one
your
solid
critiques,
pitch,
and
and he
you've been
throws it
harsh.
a bunch.
And now for the
That's
context
3
of yesterday.
strikeouts.
I told
You're talking
you.
about making a good pitch. Right there, he was really backed up
Part
against
of
the
my
wall,
soul got
and then he
crushed the
digs
previous
deep,
week
makes
against
great pitches,
Cleveland
and gets
at
the
Jerry
strikeout.
World when I told you this is it
Hanso
for me.
delivers,
If
and
my
it's
team has any
1-0.
semblance of credibility as far as being an NFC title contender,
Misses with
they
the
had to beat the
fastball,
Cleveland Browns,
98
and they
miles
didn't
an
beat the
hour.
Cleveland Browns.
Sometimes you try to
So
make the hitter chase your
yesterday,
picks. That's
I
exactly
really
what you
thought
saw
the Giants
right there.
would win that game, and I told you that Friday. And predictably, my team fell behind 17-3 to the woeful Giants. And I thought,
That's a
here we
one-out
go
walk.
again. But maybe
Hey, that
Dax
was a
got
great
him right
at-bat,
where he
Mark.
wants
He
him because
wouldn't
this is
budge,
what he
just worked the
does.
pitcher for a
There's
walk.
no better warrior coming from behind, often
This
hopelessly
lefty
behind, than
struggles
Dak
at times
Prescott,
against right-handed
who in the
pitching.
first 4 games of this year had thrown for
Misses
more
for a
yards than
ball.
anybody in the history
this
of the
dude knows
league.
how to steal a bag.
Now, they didn't have
Now's a
much to
great
show
time
for it
to
because they should have been 0-4.
Right.
It took a miracle recovery
Low strike
against
with the
Atlanta
changeup.
for them to
This
steal
right-hander
that
can get a
game.
little wild at times.
But
and he will
yesterday,
walk batters.
early in the game, starting at
Hanso
17-3
delivers a
down,
strike
I
with
started
the
to see some
curveball.
flashes
He
of,
showed excellent command with that pitch. A
wait,
strike right on the edge of the
maybe,
zone.
maybe they're starting to come together here. I saw my defense actually take the ball away and score with it.
They did.
A takeaway
A liner.
touchdown. A sack
catch.
fumble created by DeMarcus Lawrence, leading to a scoop and score by
This guy's got
Anthony
some
Brown, who
kind
just
of
came back
athletic
from
ability.
injury. And I thought, hark, maybe there's some hope, right? And then I saw some breaks happen.
This
I
is
saw
a
the
guy
Giants
who
hit us
just
with
knows
a
how to
trick
hit.
play, fake field goal, touchdown to Evan Ingram.
And
And
a
they said
strike on the
Cam
inside
Fleming, who
corner.
used to be a Cowboy and a
Partner, this runner
Patriot,
is
they said he
excellent at
wasn't
reading
quite
pitches
set.
and
He wasn't.
I
And,
wouldn't
but
be
it was a
shocked if he went
ticky-tack.
here.
It could have been let go, and nobody would have said a
Nix
word about it.
makes the
You know
routine
you're coming with
catch.
that play.
Heading
Why
into
not
the
just go
bottom
away
of
and
the
get set?
second.
Just
No
get
score
set.
here.
I got it. It was. I wouldn't have thrown a flag on it, but they did. Thank you very much. And then there was also a pick play that erased a touchdown early in the third quarter, and I thought, you know
He
what?
broke his bat on the ball
Maybe
to the
this
left
is our
side.
day. Maybe this is
Got
it.
him
Maybe
for the
this is
out.
poised for takeoff
just
today.
loves to come inside
So
and
here
break
we go.
bats. That
We're
was
up
a sweet
24-33. We're on our way to 31-23 with Dak at the helm. And that
This
happened.
right-handed hitter is a
And
pretty
the reason
solid
it took me maybe 15 minutes to
Graham
process
gets it over to third.
Dak Prescott's the most durable
That's
quarterback
out
in the
number
league.
2.
He is
Whoa, made a
6'2",
nice throw
what do we
right
give him,
there.
235
Straight
or
right on
40.
the target.
And he has been LeBron-esque Iron Man. It's just hard. He
belts it
started
way back,
every game
way back,
since day
and
one.
gone.
And he had the 6th most starts in the history of the league without missing a game.
Yeah, and the thing was, Skip, is that he had never even got injured in the game and had to really miss any shots during the game.
No, he got evaluated for a concussion against Atlanta. But okay, I think he missed 2 plays against Atlanta. Last year at the end of the year, remember, he had a banged-up shoulder and he couldn't practice before Philly, but I don't think they even listed him injury.
Right, but he was up on the center.
Okay, so now they call a quarterback draw, and he takes off to a big hole to the left,
And a strike
and
on the
he
inside
breaks
corner.
one easy tackle, and here comes Logan Ryan, who's 5'11", 195 pounds.
And he gets the
Not
call,
nearly
0-2.
the size of the man that Dak
Outpitches
is.
the fastball.
Am I threatened by this at this point? No, I'm not threatened. I don't
three-pitch
think twice
strikeout.
about it. So he tries
After
to just
2
stave
innings,
him
the
off with the
score
stick.
is 1-0.
And somehow Logan Ryan, to your point,
This game
gets
is
a hold
brought
of
to you
him
by
and gets
EA
some leverage
Sports. EA
and
Sports
pulls down
is in the
hard,
game.
and Dak's
Here's a
foot
right-handed
gets
hitter
caught
that
up
has
underneath.
moderate success against
Well,
right-handed pitching.
It's freakish to me.
It is.
It's like, how could that happen to him? There are 100 other ways a quarterback can get hurt except that one.
Right.
If I gave you a list of 100 possibilities, you might have put that one down near the bottom.
Skip, how many times do you think we see guys get tackled like that
Base
every
hit
single
to
week?
lead off the
Every
inning.
single week, right?
Yeah.
And he's a very good runner with the
This
football.
left-hander really
he's a
suffers in the
powerful
batter's
runner with the
box.
football. And the last thing I would have
Slider
thought
breaks in
from
there
a
for a
DB
strike.
hitting him is that, you're going to get your angle caught. But not only are you going to get it caught, it's going to compound fracture,
Miyagi
meaning the
takes
bone is going to
inside.
come through the skin,
Yep.
and it's going to dislocate, and we are going
One
to
ball,
have one
2
quick
strikes.
glimpse live of the ankle sideways, which is gruesome to watch, but it was completely
And here's
sideways.
the delivery.
We couldn't see
Swing
the
and
blood
a miss,
coming
struck
because
him
it
out.
hadn't probably spurted
what
quite
was
enough
going
yet,
there,
but it
but
was
it wasn't
come
that
because the
pitch.
bone went through the skin.
Up next,
So this
Johnny
is
Damon.
a horrific injury.
This left-handed
and
hitter is
Dak was
pretty
stunned
good
and
against
immediately
right-handed
started
pitchers.
pointing like, what is that?
He knew it.
And Logan Ryan immediately points to the Dallas bench, come here.
Yep.
He takes
That.
the pitch
Yeah.
to left.
And then it took a couple of minutes for it to
Curve
set in,
foul.
and he's on the cart, and he is crying like a baby because he should have.
Yes.
Here's
because
the
he knew
1-1
it was
pitch.
over.
Skip, you know what
Grounded
reminds
to
you
the
of?
right
Remember
side.
Gordon Hayward? 2 minutes.
He reaches
A
first
minute into the
safely.
game, he goes up for a lob, and then boom, and the next thing you know, you're looking at him, he got his ankle in his hand.
I'm pretty sure it also broke his tibia.
Next at the plate,
It did,
Lance
but whatever.
Berkman.
To your point, they're saying 4 to 6 months. If I know him, he'll be a fast healer. I know he'll be incredibly dedicated to the cause and the process of the rehabilitation.
Right.
And I wouldn't be shocked
Swing and a miss.
if there were murmurs that, depending if they could get into the playoffs and go aways, that maybe Dak
And
can come
here's
back.
the pitch.
I doubt it.
doubt it.
Very
I doubt
That
seriously.
one
yeah,
splits
that.
the outfielder.
But the point
Easy
is,
play for the left
You
fielder.
say, God
Third
bless
out,
you.
we go
You
to the
say,
bottom of the
yeah,
inning.
It would be.
I mean,
After
you're looking
2.5,
at
the
April.
Rangers
Free agency
lead
starts
by
with
1.
March, so if it's 4 to 6 months, you're looking at April. March, April, May, somewhere in that time frame, Skip. That's if everything
Lines
goes.
this one to left
Okay.
field.
I'm going to save my
He's
thoughts
around
on Dak's
first.
future in Dallas for a few more minutes because we're going to hit it
Safe
head
at
on.
second.
But allow
Stand
me
up
to
double.
finish on how the game finished. I don't want to be
Berkman may not have had the
disrespectful
wheels
to
to put that
Dak,
ball on.
but allow
This
me to
hitter
say,
hasn't figured out at all
if
how
I
to get
have
ready
to go
to
forward
pitch.
as a Cowboy fan with a backup, I'll take
the
this
ground.
backup. He's pretty good.
Well, that's why you paid. That's what you say.
Correct. We didn't pay him a lot. Paid him
But he-
$3 million
Skip,
to
he-
$7 if he hits his
Well, Skip,
incentive.
but he's been a starter since he's come into the league. So that's what you want. It's hard to find those type of guys that's been a starter, that's
When this
won a
guy hits,
division,
the
that's
infielder
gone
should
to
be
the
on their toes.
playoffs,
This
and
guy's
now
got some
he's our
great
backup.
wheels.
And remember, for his first 5 years in the league, he averaged 10 wins a year. He did not win a playoff game,
Right.
but he won the division. Okay, he got them into the
Yes.
playoffs. The point was, I feared the worst because if they lost to the
No
Giants
swing.
yesterday and they lost Dak for the season, you want to talk about doom and gloom? You want to talk about depression setting in?
That's 3
Instead,
strikeouts.
Andy Dalton got
Hey,
off
the
to a
pitcher
little
wins
bit
the
of a
battle.
shaky start because at one point he fumbled a snap. Remember,
Laylock.
the center is a rookie. He's the
outs.
third stringer this year on the depth chart, but it's Tyler Biadasz from Wisconsin, and he hasn't probably taken many, if any, snaps from Tyler, and he lost the snap, and he lost the
Takes a
football. And I
tailing
thought,
fastball.
oh my God, here we go.
Hey, Skip, like your second or third play.
That was early, yes. Okay, so in the end, he gets the ball back
There's
at
a
his
line
12-yard line with 52 seconds
run
left.
crosses
And
the
I think a
plate.
lot of Cowboy fans may have lost
That's an
some
RBI
perspective on
signal.
this. He went Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson was special last night. Listen, that's unbelievable.
I'm more than other words to describe it.
Okay? Well, if you look hard at what Andy Dalton did with two two undrafted tackles and a rookie center,
Right.
two
Renteria
rookie starting
sends
offensive
this one
linemen.
over to
He
third.
goes 72 yards in 5 plays. In the last 2 completions, if we could see those, these are big time.
Michael Gallup
Hey.
might be one of the
Taken for a
most
ball.
Watch it.
tough ball
Sometimes you
catchers.
try to
He
make the hitter
escapes
chase
to the
your
right.
pitch. That's
He's
exactly
throwing
what
on
you
a
saw
dead
right
run,
there.
and he throws a strike to Gallup, and Gallup got both feet down.
The
That
count
is
is
pretty
2-2.
good, if not great.
Yes.
Okay, and he comes right back, and I think they'll just go for a 10-yard shot, and
He
he
goes
steps
down
right back to the
swinging.
back of the pocket and
After
goes home
3,
run
the
ball
Rangers
and throws it up where
lead by
Gallup
2
can go up and
runs.
get it, and it was a great throw.
I'm shocked he caught this ball
The
like
next
this.
batter
People don't
is
realize how hard it is to
Miguel
catch the ball
Cabrera.
back over your shoulders
With the
at his high
speed this
point.
guy
Normally you let
has,
the
he's
ball
always
come
a
down
threat to
over
steal
the
a
stump.
base.
Went up and snatched it in midair, and all of a sudden I'm thinking we got a chip shot field goal.
Yes.
And Zerline hits the weirdest slice hook slice field goals.
One
I don't know
ball,
what they're
one
doing, like knuckleballs.
Sometimes you try to make
But
the hitter
it went
chase your
through,
pitch. That's exactly
and
what you
they
saw
live
right
to
there.
tell about getting to
Fastball
2
for a
wins.
strike.
And guess who's in first place in the least? And it's the least.
The Cowboys.
But Philly played very well yesterday at
Swing and a
Pittsburgh. They
miss,
finally
struck
got
him out.
outgunned by Big
Tell me
Ben.
you've been here
You
before.
should
Put
be
yourself into a two-strike
team
situation
that
and chase
averages
anything.
12 points a game.
The manager
Got 30
can
yards.
usually rely on his
They're not
righty
very
batter
good.
to
I
have
got
a
it.
productive at
But
bat
I
against
did
right-handed
see
pitching.
signs of life. I saw Jalen Smith, who I still love as a player, and he's such a great guy,
Jackson
such a
sends
great
this
young
pitch to
man.
shallow right.
He was flying around yesterday to the
Curve
point
foul.
he led them in tackles by far. I thought it might have been his best
He
game
waited too long before
as a
deciding to
Cowboy
swing
linebacker.
right there and knocked it
so
foul.
I got something to hang my
And on
hat
3
on.
pitches,
But I
he's gone.
got what you're saying.
The pitcher
but
just
I'll
flat
take
out
it. It's a
outclassed him in
small
that
step.
at-bat.
Yep.
And now it is Zeke's team. You've always said it should be Zeke's team, and it will be. From this point forward, I'm not saying he's going to be the leader of the team, but the offense will run through Zeke.
Even when they fell behind, you notice they were still, it wasn't just drop back, it was still play action. They were still trying to get Zeke involved, and Zeke ran yesterday. Zeke ran like a man possessed. He didn't have the 150, that big yardage to show for it.
He got the 91.
The tough, the physicality in which he ran with.
And listen, that 12-yard touchdown, that was all for that.
Yeah, he wanted that one.
And he held up his 4.
He wanted that.
The rest of this season is dedicated to number 4.
Yep.
Pulls it foul.
Here we go.
The visual of seeing Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy checking on him, it got you. We are wishing Dak a speedy recovery because that was not easy to see.
1, 2, 3, and the inning is over. Going into the bottom of the 4th, the Rangers lead by a mere 2 runs.
Introducing Wendy's new pretzel bacon pub cheeseburger. Nothing will distract you from pretzel burn and beer cheese. Not even all the comments.
Good start to the inning. The leadoff single.
Pretzel bacon pub cheeseburger. Download the app to order ahead and get Wendy's rewards.
Line drive pulled to the left side.
I want to thank you for paying homage to the great Michael Jordan today by wearing that goat mask. I appreciate that very much because he deserves it today. Because everybody was reminded last night just how great he is.
Yeah, you saw it on full display. Finals MVP.
Yeah, it was an embarrassment.
Don't do that, Skip. Skip, don't do that.
Let's talk about
Skip,
it.
no, I don't want to talk. Skip, can I have a moment? I mean, you keep rushing me in my moment. You wasn't rushing Friday night when you was talking and tweeting out on Storm.
How do you know what I was
Don't
tweeting?
worry about it. Hear ye, come one, come all.
Shannon.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So Shannon, did he deserve it?
Skip, I really came out this morning. I came out here to crush Tom Brady. But to answer Jenny's question, did he deserve it? No. Do I understand why he won it? Yes. Remember, sports is not always about wins and losses. It's about storylines. And what transpired in that game, Skip? 222nd victory. Tom Brady broke the record. He had won the most games, regular season games.
That had nothing to do with offensive play.
Since you brought it up, I'm gonna have to go there then. Aaron Rodgers was 27 of 33, 327, 4 touchdowns, zero INTs. He had 4 touchdowns, 6 incompletions. Tom Brady was 30 of 46, 369, 5 touchdowns, and a pick 6. Let's not pretend that he beat a team that's led by a rookie quarterback, that their only victory came against Cincinnati in their rookie quarterback, and that's because the kicker pulled his groin on a field goal that won them the game. So stop this notion that all of a sudden he went out there and beat Drew Brees, because we saw what happened when you played a quarterback the opening day, right? Right, since you went there. It is about that, because you know how? Because you know what? I won that award in my last year in 2003.
He swung
I
through
had,
it
like
for
6, 7
strike 3.
catches, a bucko, 1, 3 touchdowns. But what transpired in that game? Oh, at that game, I caught the most touchdowns
With
in
5
NFL
innings
history by a
remaining,
tight end.
Boston
I
trails
broke
by
Jackie
2.
Smith's record. Did some quarterback throw for probably 300-400 yards and won? Sure they did. But it wasn't a more compelling storyline than Shannon Sharp becoming the all-time leading receiver at the tight end position for touchdown catches. So that does have something to do with it. Because if you look at it, Aaron Rodgers had a 97 QBR.
Went too soon.
Tom Brady had 85, which was the best QBR of the weekend. And Aaron Rodgers did it without no Devontae, no Lazard, no Mercedes Lewis. So since you went there, it had everything to do with it. And no, he did not deserve to win this award. But I understand it, considering what he did in the process. So stop it.
Batted it nicely there, not to panic with 2 strikes, and he drove that ball through hit.
Tom Brady won this in a
No outs and a
landslide
runner on
over
first.
everybody
That's
else
a
who
fastball
played. You can
strike
have
at
Aaron
95
Rodgers,
miles
you
an
can have
hour.
Russell Wilson, you
This
can
dude's
have
got some
anybody
moves,
you
and he
want
knows
this
how to
past
pick a pitch to
weekend.
move on. Don't be
And
surprised if
I'll
he's taking
take
off right
what
here.
Tom Brady did
He swung
against
through
the
the pitch.
Chargers defense, coming from 24 to 7 down. And I'm going to say it again. You have been wrong about Tom Brady for 4 straight
Gathers
years
it in
on
with
this
his
show.
glove.
You have told me repeatedly, year after year,
They turn
he's
2.
done, he's washed up, he needs
that
to
little
go
play was
home
smooth
and
as silk,
stay
just
home.
like they
And
practiced it, big
here
boy.
he is in week 4,
He wins Offensive Player of the Week at age 43, playing for a brand new team during a pandemic with no preseason games and no way to really get used to develop chemistry with a brand new group of receivers. And by the way, his 2 Pro Bowl receivers have been in and out of the lineup all year. And Chris Godwin has missed 2 games and is about to miss his 3rd tonight. So I don't want to hear about Devontae or Lazard or anybody else you want to get.
So sometimes you try to make a hit chase your pick.
So let's look, shall we, at what Aaron Rodgers did. He faced on, what was it, what's the night? Monday night. He faced the 32nd dead last defense in scoring in the National Football League. Atlanta going into Aaron Rodgers. That's what I said. Aaron Rodgers. What did I say? Okay, no, Aaron Rodgers on Monday night faced the worst defense in the NFL because coming into the game, they had given up more points per game than my Dallas Cowboys had given up. And in that game, they had to start 4 backups at all 4 DB positions, and 2 of those got hurt during the game. So you're down to 3rd stringers at 2 of the DB positions, and Tack McKinley was out, so you're down maybe your best edge pass rusher, certainly so. Grady Jarrett was there, but
didn't go through the zone with that swing.
And the point is that
with that call, Kai.
in this game, Aaron Rodgers was shooting fish in a barrel. Even you showed the one play where he could have thrown it to any one of 5 receivers for the first down on 4th and 2. It was a joke of a game to me.
Of the 5th.
And
The score is 2-0.
On Sunday, the 4th best scoring defense. They were ranked 4th coming into the game on points allowed. The same Chargers defense that held Patrick Mahomes to 9 points through 3 quarters into the 4th quarter in a game that Mahomes barely pulled out at Chargers.
If you guys really
the curveball down
and in. 24-7.
I got we're down 24-7, and he did what he always has done for 20 straight seasons.
Swing and a miss. He was
brought
late.
another team
Great pitch in the
from
black. Would have been a call
dead
strike
and
even if
out
the batter
of
didn't
it
swing
to
through.
into it, brought him all the way back to 31 to 28 ahead. Then they give up.
Sometimes
to
you
the
try to
rookie
make a hit
quarterback.
chase your
They
pitch.
give up
That's exactly
another
what you saw
touchdown
right there.
bomb to the rookie quarterback.
Hitting
There was a
weakly to the left
53-yarder
side.
and then a 72-yarder.
Those are the
Suddenly
kind of
put the
plays
Chargers
that win
back
ball
ahead. 35 to 31, and he did it again. He brought him back again.
He opens
and hit
up
my
on
little
one
man,
and hits a
Keyshawn
line
Vaughn
drive.
from Vanderbilt
After
University,
5
their
innings,
third-round
the
pick
score
for his
is
5th
2-0.
touchdown pass to bring him back a second
game
time
is
in the
brought to you
4th
by
quarter.
EA
Yet
Sports.
another
EA
4th quarter
Sports.
comeback
It's in the
for
game.
Tom Brady. I
The
don't know how
delivery-
you can top that. The degree of difficulty was, and I'll give Tom an 8. Your degree of difficulty for Aaron Rodgers was a 0.
Hold on. Let me see.
Inside for a ball with the
Derwin
slider.
James, one of the better safeties in football.
Here's the
Was he in
1-1
the game?
pitch.
No.
What about Melvin Ingram?
Nope, he
Fastball
was not
for a
there.
strike.
But they're still playing at a very. Was Casey Hayward of Vanderbilt University there? Was he there?
Hold on.
Judged the best cornerback for several years in this league.
liner.
Hold on. This is not the same Chargers team that lost to Carolina
Base
without
hit to
Christian
lead off the
Maxey.
inning.
Not that Carolina.
Let's look at
this Chargers.
Almost beat the Kansas City Chiefs that you said.
Almost beat you.
Prohibited
First with no
failed.
one out.
beat you.
The ball is pulled to the right side.
Okay, they came back. He threw 5
He reaches
touchdown
with a
passes.
single.
How can you? There's no way you can discount
next,
this one.
Miguel
He's got you
Cabrera.
dead to rights.
Yeah.
And
This
You
guy
threw
can
13
flat
more
out run.
passes, but you
Really
had
puts the
30
pressure
you
on the
had
defense
39
when he's
more yards.
flying around the
Or you
bases.
had 40 more yards. I mean, really, Skip, you had 40 more yards. Really? And you threw 13 more passes. And you threw a pick 6
Yep.
for the second time this season.
He did. And he overcame it with 5 touchdown passes. 24-7 down to that defense and came
1 and
back.
2.
You look, think about it.
Atlanta's defense was probably, by the end of the Monday night game, worse than even my Cowboys
On the ground.
defense.
You, Skip, the guy has a high PDR.
And he's safe at first.
Yard 13. And you're saying that he didn't deserve it. So
He did not.
I want you to keep that same energy.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it. And by the way,
The
Tom Brady
Rangers
is
have
doing
activated
things
the
that
bullpen.
nobody has really locked into and noticed because you continue to discount him as dink and dunk Tom,
That's what he does.
throwing to his back.
Backs and tight ends. Yep.
He now has 5 completions on which the football traveled more than 30 yards. That is 5 for this year. Last
The
year in
pitches
New
hit up
England,
the middle.
he had 5 for the whole year. This is 5 through 4 games.
And the run comes home.
Real good
That's an
about
RBI
No, I'm
single.
feeling great about myself because you are so wrong about this. How how about this? On just deep passing yardage through 4 games, guess who leads the whole league in that? The 43-year-old. Deep passing yards. It's ball travels
The
deep.
Rangers have 2 righties
He is
getting loose
completing
down in the
at
pen.
least 3 deep passes a game for an average of 102 yards a game.
If they
And
decide
that's
to
the
send a runner
tops in
home
the
and hit
league.
the right field,
How
I
can
guarantee you there'll be a
how can
play
you
to
fight
play.
with that? Even Pro Football Focus on its overall grading system has him graded, Tom Brady, 3rd in the league. It has Patrick Mahomes 7th so
off his
far. And I
leg.
think that's exactly, they do.
Yeah.
If you've watched him closely, if you watched him at Chargers, if you watched him
And in
against
3 pitches,
Belichick's
he's
defense,
gone.
3 pitches, 3 strikes, doesn't get easier than that.
defense would do against Tom Brady. A guy that he's
I would love to
And
see
the
that.
pitch.
I would love
to see it too.
Yeah.
Skip.
You see what Russell Wilson did to Bill Belichick's defense? You see
Yeah.
what he did?
Yeah.
And that
I saw what
Swing
New
and a
Orleans did to
miss.
Tom Brady.
Great pitch in
I
the
saw what
black.
he did
We're
to
going to
Tom
call
Brady.
strike even
in
if the batter
week
didn't
1,
swing for it.
nice.
where he hadn't played a snap with his receivers in a
pitch.
real game.
Nice.
Down he goes on strike.
It doesn't matter.
Going into the bottom of the 6th,
It goes over
Texas
knee
leads
practice.
by 1.
It doesn't matter what week it is. What happened?
And back with a single, beats Lee
NFL what are called big-time throws. With 16.
I noticed what I've noticed
Grounded
about Pro
down the
Football
left
Focus.
side.
When Tom Brady was leading
And
in
he's
QBR,
out.
that was the only stat that mattered. Now he's down at the bottom.
Renteria
He come up with
comes
big
to
time.
the plate.
It used to be QBR.
No one on
It
and
used to
one
be
out.
completion percentage.
And
We
by the
keep
way,
trying to
he
find a
pulls
way
the
to get
ground
him
ball
in
to the
on
left
list.
side.
Rip Brady yesterday. You
2
said
gone.
he's throwing to wide open receivers. So
Yes.
here's the definition of Pro Football Focus's big time
This lefty
throws.
batter
They're throws
stomps
with
all over
excellent
Randy
ball
Pitcher.
location and timing, generally thrown further
Taken
down
for
the
a ball.
field and into tighter windows. I've seen a whole bunch of throws where the man was covered and the ball hits the receiver right there.
Show them, I want you to show them ones to Scotty Miller, and I want you to tell me he's covered. Show them ones to Scotty
Hit
Miller.
towards first base. He flips it to the pitcher covering. Miller retires the side in order.
He's open.
Okay, but he's thrown a whole bunch where the receiver was covered, and I said, wow, that was a good throw. And we're not even counting the
After
ones that were
6,
pass
the Rangers
interference
lead
because
by
he
only
threw
1
deep
run.
balls that were right on target, and
Here comes
the
the
DB
bottom
had
of
no
the
choice
order,
but to
leading off
foul.
the
I
inning.
believe
This guy doesn't
Aaron
seem to have his
Rodgers
best stuff out there at all.
should have won this award.
It's hit
But
down
I
the line.
understand-
It's the Atlanta defense?
Hold on, the NFL team, right?
I don't know.
Makes
That's
the
debatable.
routine
You've already
catch.
called for the
The
man's
corners
job,
are
right?
hugging the line.
I just
Coach Quinn, right?
Next at the
Can he be
plate,
under
Mike
Coach
Lowe.
Quinn?
I don't really know what Mr. Blake is hoping, but hey, that's his business. He runs high. But Skip, so
They'll
in
use
other
the
words,
pinch hitter.
so we got to take we got to take 1 touchdown off the board because you can't give up a touchdown and get a touchdown. So in other words, Tom Brady had 4 touchdowns just like Aaron
Out
Rodgers.
of the
Yep.
zone, that's a
And
ball.
fortunately, Justin Watson, he was the target of both the pick sixes that Tom has thrown this year.
Taken
I'm not
for a
good that
ball.
he has quick
He needs
return,
to
but
start
he's
throwing
out
more
tonight,
strikes
so
if
at
he wants
least
to
you
be
don't
around
have
more
that
than a few
threat
batters.
in the lineup.
But Tom Brady makes everybody better. Make Justin Woods better. That's what Tom Brady's known for.
Yep.
Justin Watson.
Yep.
That's what you told me now.
Ivy Leaguer, Penn.
What that hold on, talk about what they got to do with anything so they can't play football. They don't
He's
play
on with
football
a
in the
one-out
Ivy League.
signal.
Some of them can. Some of them
He's
can.
done for the day.
Wait a minute.
They're going to
I
the
thought you said
bullpen.
Vanderbilt was the Ivy League of the South.
No, we're the Harvard.
Harvard, okay, y'all thought y'all was the Harvard.
Actually, Harvard is the Vanderbilt of the North.
Okay.
You got to get that straight.
So in other words, Casey Hayward and Keyshawn Bond
Yeah.
got no business in the NFL because they went to Vanderbilt.
We are an NFL pipeline. We
They
are
need to
an
get a run
MLB
right here. To do
pipeline.
so, they
You
might
can't
want to
turn
give up
on
an
a
out.
playoff game without seeing 2 or 3
I'll
Vanderbilt
give you
kids.
baseball. I will concede that, but I ain't going to no football.
Yeah,
they
they're everywhere. Which brings us to tonight.
Yes.
This is going to be a tough
In the
test
pinch
for
run,
Tom Brady.
Jason
Because speaking of
Varitek.
all those receivers, Chris Godwin is still out. Mike Evans once again did not practice as listed
Miyagi
as questionable.
watches
He's
the
not
ball
gonna
away.
guess what, Skip. Mike Evans, there's a great chance Mike Evans does
1-0
not
pitch.
practice the rest of the season.
Great.
But he's going to play.
Scotty Miller did not practice once again,
And the
listed
1-1.
as questionable.
2-1 the
Leonard
count.
Fournette is doubtful. LaShawn McCoy is out.
You buy all that too.
O.J. Howard
Laid
is
off the low
gone
splitter.
for the whole
So
year.
in other words, Skip, what you're trying to do is that you're trying to sell the general public that Tom Brady is
Payoff
about to
pitch
do this
coming.
with guys that they just signed yesterday. You and I both know Scotty Miller's
Strike
going to
3,
play.
and he'll take his seat.
Mike
Ooh, this
Evans
guy's
is
had
going
one
to
thing, man.
play,
That strikeout
and
just gave him the
everything
hat
will
trick.
go according to plan. And he's going against Nick Foles. Nick Foles is a no-man.
Stepping
He
in
seems to have
1 for
only
3,
had
Johnny
success
Damon.
in Philly. You know that, I know that. So stop trying to build this up, Skip.
Once upon
Back
a
up
time,
the middle.
Nick Foles and their only other meeting in pro football would happen to be in a
Base hit.
Super Bowl in which Nick Foles hung 41
That's pretty good execution
points
right there.
on
They
Bill
now have the
Belichick's
tying run and
defense.
scoring position.
He had
41.
He had a career, Skip. He had a stretch of 2 games, the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl, has played as well as any quarterback has ever played 2 meaningful ball games.
Stepping in 1 for 3,
but to make
Lance
this notion
Berkman.
that Nick Foles has had
base hit to right, the runner might hold it third. That right fielder's really got a strong arm.
Ben Roethlisberger type
Sometimes you try to make a hitter chase your pitch.
He's a
That's
no
exactly
man.
what you saw right
He's
there.
bounced around. He seemed to have only had
Pitch in
success
tight for
in
a ball.
Philly. That's
He's batting
factual, Skip.
279
Well, I did
with
see
6
Todd
long
Bowles
balls and
give up
25
2
RBIs.
bombs to Justin Herbert at home the other day, 53 and 7.
Well, that's what happens when you Skip. That's what happens when you underestimate someone, and you don't realize, man, he's not gonna throw this ball over my head. Or they might have came with a blitz. They didn't get there. They
Swing
didn't
and a miss, struck him out.
Playing for a route, and the guy gets behind you. But stop this. Stop this. Tom Brady won the award. You and I both know it was his 222nd victory, his 5 touchdowns.
Hey, partner, it's time now for the 7th inning stretch.
So I get
Didn't you say
it in
recently,
a more
Wrigley?
compelling
I
story.
sure did. When I was young, I could pitch in front of 50,000 people. But that was like going to my backyard, singing to take me out to the ball game at Wrigley. I was scared to death.
The more compelling storyline was Tom Brady, 222nd victory, and he threw 5 touchdowns in that game. That's how it works.
The only compelling storyline I care about is Tom Brady against a very good Bears defense at Soldier Field tonight, featuring Khalil Mack.
That's in foul ground, but he should have room.
Roquan
In
Smith,
foul territory,
Eddie
makes the
Jackson.
catch.
Does that do anything? Kyle
Hey, I'm
Fuller,
sure he
does that
came out
do
here with the
anything
intention of
for you?
having a
The
great
Bears
game, but
really
hey,
should-
it's
the Bears
baseball.
should be-
Sometimes things just don't work out the way you planned them.
Detroit, the running back dropped the touchdown in the end zone with 27. That would have won him the game. The Falcons had a lead. The Falcons should have lost that lead. They should have won 1 game.
Were they a good defense?
They're okay. They're not what they want
And
when
it's
Khalil
0-2.
first got there. They're
That's a
not
perfect
that
pitch, partner.
defense,
Fastball on
but
the
they're a
edge of the
solid
strike zone,
defense.
the batter swung
The
right
problem
through it.
is they play too many snaps because their offense is inefficient.
Lofts one
It
to
keeps
left.
them on the field longer than what it needs to be.
Cabrera makes the catch for the out.
Brady's
He didn't get on it. The fielder strolled around and got under it.
A.J. Howard, maybe it'll be a little Cameron Brate, maybe that Kyle Johnson.
But I'm trying to figure out, hold on.
1 ball and no strikes.
Bruce Arians, the head coach, said to everybody, we're not a tight end based offense. We don't throw to the
Balls
tight
and no
end.
strikes.
Now all of a sudden, why do you want to go to it? So unless the offense have changed into a Brady offense, why would you go to the tight end? Because they've never thrown to the tight end.
Well, maybe it's time, and maybe he was just setting people up by not telling
That's
the truth. You
crushed.
just blurt out the truth. You let them see what's coming.
It's gone, a home run.
It's a wide receiver
He
based offense.
nuts this one.
He
Hit
throws
on
the
the
ball
ball
down the field. He loves chunk plays. He loves to try to rip your heart out with a 50-yard to 80-yard touchdown play.
You told me Tom Brady's just drinking down. You told me he's a noodle on, that he's washed up. That's what you've been telling me.
All I'm saying is, if you look at the target between the back and the tight end, it's greatly increased from week 1 to week 4. It went from 15 in week 1 to 24 in week 4. That's what we know. So we're
How can you argue out of that?
most throws to the running back other than what Drew Brees.
Is it legal to throw it to the running back?
I'm not saying it's not, but let's not pretend that he's giving the plays that Jameis gave you last year with the big chunk plays to Godwin and Mike
2 outs
Evans.
and the
That's
bases
not
are
the
empty.
case.
James turned over 35
Takes
times.
pitch just off the plate.
I mean, he gonna have just as many pick
Next
sixes
pitch.
as you think, James.
You think, how about turnovers? How many cases?
Pitches
No,
low.
Terrible pitch. Way
Because you know
off the
why?
catcher's
He's
target.
not going to
The
take the
batter
risk
easily
that they
watched it
asked
go by.
Jameis to do. B.A.
No
asked
chance
Jameis
to
to
get
throw
that
the ball
one.
down the
Way
field.
out
And when
of
the ball
here.
got in harm's way, he frowned on it. Well, he's not asking Tom to put the ball up like that. He did it. We
No
won.
doubt
And
about
you got
that.
him
You
set.
see that thing was out of here the second it hit the bat.
Yeah, he done gone.
And I called Bruce Arians out for saying that, and guess what Bruce did one day later? He apologized because he was wrong and I was right. So, I don't know. I'm not in the Hall of Fame. How do I know football? I
I knew what happened. It was an option route, and Mike Evans stopped.
Okay, what about that? What about that pick six Jack? Whose fault was that?
Okay.
What about that pick six?
Two to Justin Watson.
Okay, whose fault was those?
I'll put it on Brady.
You put it on Brady.
So he just wants to come out
He
and
leads
give
the
the bullpen some
league
more
in deep
time.
passing yards. He leads the
Pitcher
whole
really
league.
needs to
Does he
slow
lead the
down
league in
and
passing
refocus.
yards?
Seems like that trip
Does
to
he
the
lead the
mound
league
came
in
just at the right
QBR?
time.
Does he lead the league in touchdown
Bringing in a right
Does he
in
lead
face
the
of
league in
right-handed hitters
completion
is a good
percentage?
move part
Yard
because
per
it creates a
attempt.
How
mismatch
does a
when pitchers
noodle
stay
lead the whole
behind.
league in deep passing yards? Help me out. How does he have 5 30-plus yard air distance
For
completion?
4 years, you told me QBR was the gold standard.
Fastball
with
for a
you,
strike.
Tom
Great
Brady.
pitch in the black.
I
We're going to call
said I
strike
liked
you with
it.
a better
Yeah,
swing
but
through.
now all of a sudden you don't like it. You never mention QBR because Tom Brady is not active.
No, I'm mentioning it because you say he's dink and dunk and that he's washed up and that he shouldn't be playing at 43 and he's the NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I did not say he should not be played. I'm saying everybody says he. I just want to know why does he keep throwing these pick sixes on out routes if his arm is the same. He's never done this
Martinez
before.
strikes out
I showed you
swinging.
a throw yesterday from the near hash across all the way to the sideline. It was a deep
With
curl.
2
It wasn't
innings
a deep
remaining,
out.
the Red
If you're
Sox
gonna run
trail
play
by
action,
3.
and you're going to hold the backer.
For more on
Yes.
MVP
Does he have enough arm
Baseball,
strength to
log
make
on
that
to
throw? It looked like every other throw
EA
Tom's made
Sports.
since
It's in the
2001.
game.
Did he ever have a cannon? Did he have a cannon?
No.
The next batter is
no.
Miguel
He's the GOAT.
Cabrera.
No, actually, no.
Actually, he's not?
No.
Who is? Patrick Mahomes?
We can
after one Super Bowl?
We're not talking about what he's done and what he's accomplished. We're talking about right now. So are you saying he's the
He
best
jacked
quarterback in
that
the
one
NFL?
way
No,
back
at this moment.
I just think he's really good, and he is playing for
That's all,
NFC.
that's all I want to hear you say.
Well, all I want to know is who's going to win
Hey,
tonight.
Kipe, there are not too many ballparks that would have held that one.
Set 20 by 10.
27.
Wow. You know, the spread's plummeted all the way to only
I don't
Bears
care what the spread is.
get 3.5.
I don't put spread on my sandwich. I don't want no spread or bread spread.
Trying to jinx him?
No, I ain't trying to jinx. Skip it, Chicago.
That defense is still really good.
Nick Foles came in
Nobody
against
out.
Atlanta, and they won that game. What happened the very next week when he started, and there were expectations? How did he look when he had expectations?
On the ground.
How did he
That
look
one's
in
hit through the
Jacksonville in the system? Because the guy that
That's
was in
another
Jacksonville
base
OC
hit.
came from Philly.
Nothing
How did he look in,
spectacular there,
how
just
did he
good
look in
old-fashioned
Jacksonville?
base hit and get
Gardner
things
Minshew
going.
was the starter. And they moved on from Nick Foles after they gave him $50 million guaranteed.
Takes a pitch just
Missed
off the
Nick
plate,
Foles has
1-0.
one of the
He
greatest
swiped 23
playoff
bases.
resumes ever.
Skip, I'm not going to debate that. That NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl might be the best NFC Championship game, Super Bowl
Liner.
combined in NFL history. I won't deny that.
He's around
but
second.
his body of work is very incomplete.
Okay? I hope he's
A
just
run
journeyman
scores.
tonight.
It's an
And I
RBI
hope that
triple.
Tom Brady can make it work.
Pressure's on now. Tie and
without
run is just
this
90
guy,
feet away.
And maybe without Mike Evans. I don't know if he's going to play or not.
It might be a short week, so it might be, he would have extra two, if it wasn't Thursday, he would have Thursday, Friday, Saturday to get ready, but who knows?
He will be
He'll be fine.
handicapped.
Just
He will
missed.
be
Just fine.
handicapped.
Guys,
Don't make excuses. Don't make excuses. That's what you
They're
get.
going to score.
Don't you mention them with this.
Okay, I think this is low scoring. I think it's going to be close, and I think that
Swing
Tampa
and a
Bay
miss.
will win this game.
Great pitch in the black. We're going to call strike you if the batter didn't swing through it.
And the last time one of my teams played on Thursday
He
night
delivers.
at Soldier Field, it was last December the
Fouls it
5th.
off.
And my Cowboys fell behind 24-7 after 3 quarters, and you know the rest of the story.
But you already know how you
He dives and makes a fantastic catch.
Thank you for watching. You can
It's a
subscribe
4-4
here.
tie.
Latest from the show. Be sure to check out more of the best clips from this video. Go watch our other shows.
The Rangers have someone tossing in the bullpen.
Introducing Wendy's new pretzel bacon pub
The
cheese.
corners are playing the
Nothing
line.
will distract you from the pretzel bun and beer cheese. Not even all the comments or
Base
the
is
picture
empty
posted
with one
of
out.
your pretzel bacon pub cheeseburger.
Mahomes gets
Download the
ahead
app
1
to
ball
order
and
ahead
no
and get
strike.
Wendy's rewards.
Actually lost that ball.
Absolutely, he
taken for
lost
a
track
ball.
of the time. And at
But
some
that
point in
pitcher and catcher
time,
have a
BA is going
strategy
to have
in
to
mind.
stop
So far,
covering
the
for
batters
Tom
are taking
Brady.
these pitches.
Tom Brady forgot that it was
Sometimes you
fourth
try to
down.
make the
He
hitter
pulled
chase
a
your pitch.
J.R.
That's exactly
Smith
what you
on
saw right
national
there.
television. Just like J.R. forgot that the score was tied, Tom Brady forgot that it was fourth down. Tom Brady did
Ground
not
ball
play
to the
well
right
up
side.
until that point, Skip.
Got him.
The problem that Tampa Bay is going to
Hey,
run
this
into.
dude did not bring his
Ron
A game
Jones
in.
had it
In
going.
fairness,
He was
he
running the
beat
ball
Aaron
quite
all the
well
time.
last night. 17 carries,
outs and
a buck
nobody
on
out.
6. And what did they do? They're trying to prop Tom Brady up, make him look good. They're throwing, they're throwing, they're throwing. You know that, I know that.
I don't know that. Don't speak for me.
Okay, well, how
you
about
can speak your foolishness, not mine.
Well, how many big time throws he had?
Sends one
Probably
through the hole.
4.
He's on with a single.
Cameron Brate, 5 for 44 on 6 targets. Mike Evans, 9 targets, 5 for 41 yards. Gronk had 3 for 52.
Yeah,
The last
2 of those were big time.
A screen. Behind the line of scrimmage. Stop it, Skip Bayless. Oh, I'm glad you said that. Oh, he played well. He was unbelievable. 25 of 41, 253. He had a QBR of 56.
What was Nick Foles?
Win the game winner.
What was
he won the game.
Yeah.
That's what he won.
What do I call him? The Magic Man.
Yes, he is.
Magic Man did it again. You say he's nothing but a journeyman, overrated journeyman.
Nick Foles played horrible. And Tom Brady couldn't beat him.
Miyagi takes, and the count evens
let's
at
just
1.
say for the sake of argument,
But that
that's
pitcher and
somebody
catcher
other
have a
than Tom
strategy
Brady.
in mind. So far, the batters are taking these
We're
pitches.
this morning for
Sometimes you
that
try to
He's
make the
been
hitter chase your
eviscerated.
pitch.
What are you
That's
talking
exactly what you
about?
saw right there.
The world is filled with Brady hate, starting with you.
Curveball is up for a ball.
My turn.
You already
Sometimes you
got
try
it.
to make the hitter chase your pitch.
He would
That's
be
exactly what
you
you saw
just
right there.
eviscerated. What are you talking
3-2
about?
count.
Don't get him. Should I get him?
Yeah, you can't get him for anything else.
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
He's off
because
to
he's got
second.
6
And
rings.
decides to retire.
LeBron, wait, he's got 3 rings, 9 shots.
You can do all that you want to. What did he get last night?
Going into the
DJ,
bottom
do
of
we
the
got a
8th.
couple
It's
tracks?
a
I
4-4
want to see a couple.
tie.
Do we got?
Are you going to go the whole show?
No, I'm not. I just want to show this. I want to show this blooper
Now
reel.
he's going
I
up
want to show this
against the
blooper reel.
top two.
Because you know, every time you see this, look at this. How is this? What is this, Skip?
That's a
What the hell is
throwaway when your man's
They're making
covered
a
on the
pitching
outroute.
change.
What's
They're
this?
calling for a
What's
reliever.
this, Skip? What the hell is that?
Well, it's a pass to Gronkowski
I know
with
what
Mike
it is.
Evans
I
running
know-
the wrong route.
I know what it
Did you
is.
see Mike Evans run the wrong route? Run right into
Line drive
Gronkowski.
went the
You
other
ever
way.
call a route where 2 receivers run together?
He's on his
Help
way to
me out,
second.
Mr. Hall of
Throws
Fame.
to the cutoff man.
Well, help me out.
No, I'm trying to help you out. What about that right there?
That was not, and he's a big
That's when you think it's third down when it's third down. Hold on.
Next up,
You remember
one
last year?
batted in.
You remember last year when Aaron Rodgers missed the guy that was wide open? Okay, do you see that?
Yep.
That's your guy.
Okay, but
The
that's
GOAT.
okay. The GOAT again thought it was third down.
So
right?
he gagged.
Okay.
So he gagged.
I don't know. Is it my turn? Let me go.
Okay.
Let me go.
He gagged. You said he.
I didn't say he gagged.
Okay.
You said he gagged.
Hold on. It was fourth
No,
down.
I haven't answered yet.
It was fourth
Okay.
down.
They're making
He
a
thought it was
defensive
third.
switch. There's a new third
gagged.
baseman in the
Oh,
game.
Your turn.
Thank you. Finally. First, we need some perspective
advantage
on
of the
what
runner on
happened last
second,
night,
score this
which we
run.
get none of from across the table from a Hall of Famer who has no respect for the greatest quarterback who ever played. Zero respect.
0-2 the count.
That should get you disqualified from the Hall of Fame.
nothing to do with
That man is going to be the Hall of Famers at some point. He will
That's
be
a
a zero
three-pitch
ballot
strikeout.
Hall of Famer because he's the greatest
3 pitches,
quarterback
3
ever.
strikes, doesn't get
Tom
easier than that,
Brady,
partner.
in his career, has 59 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter overtime. That is the most
Stepping
in
in,
the last
Edgar
50
Renteria.
years in the NFL since the stat was kept post-merger, NFL-AFL merger. So over the last 50 years, he has more of these kind of game-winning drives than anybody who ever played.
He played
including one just 4 days ago at home against a very good Chargers defense. He did it again right before your very eyes, and it helped him win
And he's down on
NFC
strikes.
Offensive Player
Partner,
of
he
the
gets
Week.
ahead
And
of
I'm
him
going to
and
remind
never looks
everybody,
back.
this
Sweet
man not only
strikeout.
has 6 rings, he's done it with 6 game-winning drives. That is beyond Michael Jordan. Beyond Michael Jordan. That's what's happening. I'm going to. I think it's my turn, and I think
Here
you're
comes the
interrupting me
first
again.
pitch of the at-bat.
So
Hits the center
something
field.
went awry. Something went really amiss in the last couple of plays because
That's the
somehow
go-ahead
there was
run.
confusion
He
going
brings
on.
home a
But
runner with a
I got to
two-out
tell you,
hit.
if there's anybody
partner, nice
in the
base running
history
right
of
there to score
football
from
who
second
deserves
on
the
the
benefit of the doubt, it is that man in that circumstance. So let's see. We got a new head coach. He's a loosey-goosey. Let's just throw it all over the lot and see if we can outscore the opposition. Kind of a head coach. His team leads the NFL in penalties, and they had 11 more last night for 109 yards. There were blunders all over the field. There was the offensive center headbutting after a play. You'd never see that in New England. And if there's any reason that Tom Brady will ever miss Bill Belichick, it's because he will miss the all-business structure and the discipline that is the Patriot way.
the timing on this
I
visit
didn't
to
see
the mound.
much of that on display all night, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't operating at the end of the
Bringing
game.
in the righty
because
right here is a good move
somehow
because
I believe
right-handed
Tom
hitters can
Brady
have
got
trouble picking up his
misled
breaking
into
pitch.
thinking, wait a second, it's still third down?
Are you running the
wait a
coaches?
second. He has a voice in his ear from Byron Leftwich, who was his new play caller. And by the way, Byron Leftwich has a voice in his ear, which is Bruce Arians, right? And it was Bruce Arians who threw Tom Brady under the bus on game one.
Get on the
for a
ground the
route
other
over
way.
the middle to Mike Evans, where he said, oh, that was Tom Brady's fault. And then he looked at the film, and the next day he said,
That's a base hit.
no, that's my bad. It was
guys are
actually
really
Mike
running the
Evans
bases well.
who
That
was
aggressiveness
wrong
really
on that
shows
route.
the
And I
running
told you
first to
that on
third on
Monday,
center.
and he said, oh, no. Bruce Arians said this, and I said, no, Bruce is wrong, and then he admitted he was wrong. So don't tell me he overprotects Tom Brady. He threw him under 10 buses after the first
You
game.
overprotect Tom
Gets a
Brady.
ground
You
ball
blame
the
the
other
coaches.
way.
You
Stop
blame the
it.
coaches
They
for
get
his
out number
game.
3 with
So
runners stranded
somebody
at the corner.
misled Tom Brady into thinking, no, I'm
played.
starting
The
it.
score is
And that's
5-4.
number one theory. And number two, it's also possible that Tom Brady was a little dingy down the stretch because he was getting rocked in the pocket.
Next
and if
up,
you remember
Johnny Damon.
mid-fourth quarter, one play in which
It all
Khalil
comes
Mack
down to this,
not only
the
sacked
final
Tom
innings.
Brady, he ragdolled him,
Yes.
he body slammed him, and Tom's head bounced off the turf, and they threw a flag on Khalil Mack that
1-1
got
the
canceled by
count.
offensive holding. Remember that play?
Why would you do
What
that?
has Giselle said
He takes
publicly
the pitch
several
to
times?
left.
My husband has suffered a number of concussions.
got it for the
You don't
out.
think he could have been concussed
Get
down the
on it.
stretch after
Fielder
all?
struggled.
No.
He's
He's Iron Man, right? You say he's the flimsiest quarterback who ever walked, that he's the most
Taken for a
overprotected in
ball.
the pocket of any
So
quarterback
in other
ever.
words, you have a problem with the
One
way
out,
Khalil
nobody
Mack.
on.
When that just Monday night, you said Patrick
plays off,
Mahomes was
ball
not in the
2.
draft. So you didn't want him to get protected. That's what you said. They blew the whistle too early on Monday night. That's what Skip Bayless said.
I don't care about that.
Okay, then.
Well, you
I
said
don't-
that too.
I don't care about Khalil Mack slamming his head to the turf.
Okay, well, I'm saying it's possible he was just a little dizzy, a little lightheaded. It's possible he's having concussion
count runs
syndrome
full.
and symptoms today. It's possible. It happens all the time to everybody.
and
He's
he's gone.
43. But don't give me he's seen.
Makes
He
great
just
pitches,
did it
however,
4
comes all
days
the way
ago.
back
He
and
had
gets
a
straight.
mental gap. Just don't blame the coaches. You look for someone
is
else to
next.
blame other than Tom.
Help me out. Does anybody in the history of this
No one
game
on
deserve
and
any
2 out.
benefit of the
They
doubt more
check
than
with the
that
first
guy in that
base umpire.
situation?
Yeah,
Does anybody?
No.
Nobody.
Skip,
Nobody.
He made a mistake.
I don't know that it's possible he
No
did,
swing.
but I'm not going to condemn him publicly the way everybody else is, because he is usually, he is perfect at this. He's the best who ever has done it.
Skip, it's open. That's not.
Something was going on.
Yeah.
Something went
Pitch missed
awry.
inside.
Headset issues.
Sometimes you try to
That's
make the
my
hitter change
point.
your pitch. That's
You
exactly
have
what
to
you saw
convince
right there.
people that everybody
3
comes
and
through
2.
every single time. Because when LeBron doesn't come through, you say, see, he's not clutch. Tom is okay. Tom made a mistake.
The
He's
pitch
been
is
the
hit to right
clutchest
field.
performer consistently in any sport.
The ball
ever.
game is over.
night.
The
You
Rangers
keep
are riding
going
a
back and
modest
talking about all
2-game
these
winning
Super Bowls.
streak.
We're talking about last night.
Francisco
Those are
Cordero
separate instances.
picks
So
up the
now
save.
let's look at the bigger picture last
The final
night.
score,
You
the
told me
Texas
yesterday,
Rangers
this is a quote
5,
from you on
Boston
this show.
4.
The Chicago Bears are terrible, said Shannon
Yes.
Sharp. They came in. I said, no, they're not. They came in last night with the 4th best scoring defense in all of football. They had allowed the 4th fewest points.
Okay.
And I told you on the show yesterday, that pass rush might be the best in pro football with Khalil Mack and Hicks and Robert Quinn. They come from all angles, all ways, and they were all over Tom Brady through the second, not in the first half, but in the second half.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
And the back end of that defense is really good because Eddie Jackson is a Pro Bowler. And Kyle Fuller is a Pro Bowler, and they were locking people up and locking them down last night. And I told you, Tom Brady came in with both hands tied behind his back because Chris Godwin was graded last year by Pro Football Focus as the best receiver in football. He's still out with a torn hamstring. O.J. Howard is their deep threat tight end. He is gone with an Achilles tear, right?
Yep.
And Again, LaShawn McCoy is their best pass receiving back. He was out again last night. I think Fournette, who can also catch it and run with it, was out last night, and they said he dressed, but he didn't. He didn't get in the game.
Correct.
Okay. So the point is that early in the game, help me out. Do you even know who these people are? Do you know who Tanner Hudson is? Because I didn't know. Number 88.
Right.
He's an undrafted free agent tight end from Southern Arkansas. He's in the game and targeted 4 times in the first half, and I'm saying, what are you doing? How about little Jaden Mickens? He's their punt returner. He was targeted twice in the first half. How about Tyler Johnson, the 5th-round rookie? He got how many? 6 targets last night?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, wow, who are these people that he's throwing to in the first half? It's because they are decimated at receiver and pass-catching back.
Those are the same players that he threw to on Sunday when he won Offensive Player of the Week in NFC.
No, wrong.
That's the same going.
He didn't throw to any of those 3.
So nobody called. So they wasn't on the roster.
Well, they were there, but they didn't play on Sunday.
So who did he throw to?
Who did he throw to Sunday?
Yeah.
Well, he threw a bunch to Mike Evans.
Okay.
And guess
Mike Evans there.
Little Scotty Miller that I rave about. How many did he get last night? Help me out. He got no targets, no catches. You know why? Because he didn't practice all week, and they said he's got like 3 things wrong with him, and he couldn't run. Mike Evans could not run last night. That's why he got in the way of Gronkowski on that throw. You said, what's that about? Well, you got 4 defenders in about a 3-foot square area because Mike Evans, it looks like he's covering Gronkowski. He couldn't run through the play.
You tell me your guy carries people. Carry Tampa with these injuries. Carry them.
I told you, Nick Foles is really good.
Nick Foles played terrible in the first half. You saw that.
Nick Foles in his career is 76 touchdowns to 38 interceptions. Is that good? Help me out. And that doesn't count 11 touchdowns to 5 interceptions in the playoffs.